which he's going to take some questions first. First, congratulations and welcome to Seattle. How do you feel about being here?
It's been tremendous. I'm excited. Everything that's happened, today has almost been overwhelming, but just the response and, from everything from the press conference to the media. But the most important thing to me is always you, the fans. We want to make you, the fans, happy. We want to build a bond between our team on the field and you in the stands. We want to have the energy that you create in the stands come to us on the field, and we want our energy on the field go to you in the stands. And I promise you, as long as I'm coach here, we will always be connected, and I appreciate you showing up tonight. I just want to make sure, obviously Chris Henderson has aged a lot better than I have in the last couple of years. He looks a lot younger, and I'm happy to have him here with me as well. I want to say in 1964, I ended up playing in AYSO on the first AYSO team ever. The guy who got me into soccer came all the way here from Vashon Island because he lives up here. I want to acknowledge him, Hans Shirley, his wife, and his son. I don't think I'd be here today, and for me to think that I've been able to make my living and do this, and when he just had a dream and we started in 1964, it started in Torrance, California with 4 teams. Four teams and like 60 players. Leslie Gallimore there from the University of Washington, can't forget her. Started there with just a very small group, and it's grown to what soccer is today, and I mean, it's phenomenal, and we're going to continue it, definitely.
Look at this. The fantastic questions. Arlene, where's Arlene? Arlene's still here. Thanks for asking the question. What will the first day of practice look like?
Very confusing. I'll have to have a cheat sheet to learn everybody's names and so forth. Now, I'm a big believer when we first start practicing. Obviously now everything's different and you do all this testing and stuff like that, but for me, the first day is let's just train, let's play soccer. They haven't played soccer in a while, so it's a matter of just getting out there, playing a little bit, getting your body used to the day-to-day pounding. So we're not going to go out there and try and see how fit they are and run these long distances. I don't believe in that stuff anyway. We're going to have a nice week to 10 days of getting the bodies back into it, and then we'll start working really, really hard. But for me, the most important thing is soccer players are soccer players that love to play. We're going to let them play.
Jason Flagg, there's a long. Jason, where are you? All right, very good. Thank you, sir. Your question is, how did your 2 MLS championship teams, what was their common attribute in those 2 teams?
Well, I would say the common attribute on any championship team I've coached or been involved with is there's a tremendous competitive nature of the team, and actually the trainings sometimes are a lot more competitive and are a lot tougher than the games. And that's what you want to instill into a team, that we train really hard on a day-to-day basis. And there was just a tremendous competitive drive from all those players. So that's the similarity between each of them. But they're all a bit different. This last one, yes, it was especially special because we came back to LA, and to win it. And this next one, my hope is that we're at that point with MLS that we're actually playing the games maybe at a home team venue. So, winning it here in Seattle would be sweet.
Yeah! Greg from the Emerald City supporters is here. Where's Greg? Just shoot your hand up the other end. What impact do you think the supporters will have on the game? You touched on that, but in particular, do you look forward to getting to know the ECS? I think a lot of them are here.
Always important. I know there was a bond that I had in Columbus with we had 3 groups, the Hudson Street Hooligans and the Crew Union, and we also had La Servina Maria. So we had all 3 groups, and we had all 3 groups be together, and that was very important to us. And just like we feel the team on the field of guys with different ethnic diversities, they come from different places, different countries, and we all learn to get along, and we all learn to cooperate and make it happen. That's what I want from the fans. I want us to be one big happy family. We got to retain our identity. We always have our own identity, but we're also together and we're united in one front. And I think we're going to have that here in Seattle. We're going to make noise and be loud like nobody else.
Kathy Mafio. Kathy, where are you? All right, she's got a real technical question for you. So pull up your bootstraps on this one. Is your coaching philosophy to get players to fit your system, or do you design your system around your players, or do you have another plan or program?
Never try and put a square peg in a round hole. It's really important. And, you know, everybody says, what's your philosophy or what's your favorite system of play? My favorite system of play is the one that works for my team. And that means you got to look at the players that you have, you look at the talent that you have, and you try and make a system that is designed in a way that brings out the talents and the individuals, of each individual in the best way possible. So, yeah, I like to play with 4 in the back, you know, rather than 3 right now. I've probably changed over the years on that. I want to have at least 2 midfielders. I want at least 2 guys up front. The other 2 guys will figure out where they go. And it depends on the talents and so forth and what we have.
We were talking about earlier today similarities between basketball and soccer, because we're trying to establish a common language that works. And Sigi mentioned something to me that I thought it really was poignant. It really struck a chord with me. Remember the good Sonic teams, the great Sonic teams of the 90s were defense first, and their offense all revolved around the defense, forcing turnovers and scoring off turnovers. And Sigi, you were talking a lot about your philosophy with soccer, the same on the pitch. It seemed to be defensively, let's break them down in areas where we can best score.
Well, the most important thing is we want to play an offensive brand of game, but in order to play offense, you need the ball. So the only way you get the ball back is to play good defense. So we got to play good defense in order to get the ball. Then once we have the ball, then we can do all the attacking things that we want to do. And if we can win the ball in early parts of the field, if we can win it in the middle third, if we can win it in the attacking third, and statistically, if you look at the teams I've coached, we tend to win the ball in higher parts of the field than a lot of the other teams in the league. That's going to help us be a much better offensive team. So that's why defense is important.
I love the X's and O's. All right. David Kimmel, David, where are you? David's here somewhere. His question is, who's been your favorite player to coach? That's a great question.
It has to be Chris Henderson. I mean, great. That's a tough question, one that's really hard for me to answer because Chris is standing next to his brother Sean, I think, and you know, I got to coach him too. So, and I coached my brother, which is, I can't leave him out, but I've enjoyed coaching so many players, and I've been really blessed by having a lot of talented players on my team. And the single one guy out is unfair. And what I've appreciated more than anything is basically the personal relationships I've been able to have with players after the fact, the friends that I've made. And, you know, even though they thought I was a nut probably at times when I was coaching them, you know, they actually realize now, well, maybe he wasn't so bad. But it's been fun coaching a lot of players. I've had a lot of talented players, guys who've gone on to great careers in Europe, guys who've had great careers here in the MLS, great careers with the national team, and so forth. And so it's way too many to name, but 3 of them are here in this room.
Fantastic. We're going to let Sigi go among the fans. Cokie, what do you want us to do? You need a scarf? All right, we're going to get a scarf shot here. Absolutely. Frank, are we okay with letting Sigi just mill around now? We're done with him on the big stage? We're going to get the band one song. And, we're going to draw. Oh, Suzanne, absolutely. Where are we at, Suzanne? Very nice. We're going to draw for a jersey, so stand by. How about,